Hey everybody, I'm Tom Douglas and I'm here today with Metropolitan Markets, and we're going to talk salmon from beginning to end. We love king salmon. It's one of my favorite dishes. This is about a 35 pounder right here. Got it at the store this morning. It is a beauty. I haven't seen a fish this large in a long time. So first thing we have to do is break it down. One of the things that we do in the restaurants is try to use as many parts of the fish as possible. So whether it's fish stock or bone scrape for salmon burgers, whatever it is, we try to utilize as many parts as possible. These I just take off because it's easier to fillet that way. Okay, so if you ever saw my episode on Iron Chef, if you haven't, you can look it up online. But we used every part of the fish. We made salmon head curry out of the head. We made Chardonnay roasted salmon collars. We did the skin with furikake, so we made salmon skin cracklings. We fried the skeleton into crispy bits like potato chips. So it is possible. I know not everyone every day does that, but it is something fun to do if you ever have a chance to work with a whole fish. So today I'm just going to take the collar and the head at the same time. And you don't want to work the fish too much. Every time you kind of bounce it around, you take the chance of bruising it, right? So when I say the salmon collar, that's the best part of the fish is right under this fin by the head. This little spot right there is the tastiest chunk on the fish, and chefs generally won't tell you that because they eat it themselves. And then you can see if you make salmon head curry, once you cook the head, you simmer it, there's plenty of meat to be picked for your soup. All right, we're just going to take half of this today. So I try to use a knife that's as big, as wide as the fish. This fish is pretty darn big, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that today. I'm going to go right down the spine. This is the back loin of the salmon. This is the belly part of the salmon. This is the fatty, delicious part. When you see it in the grocery store, try to get a chunk of fish. When you say, I want a dinner for two, try to get a chunk of fish that has some of the salmon belly on it. So you can cook it skin on. I'm going to take it off today just for our purposes. No good reason other than just to show you how to do it. So it just gives nice to have a good sturdy hand here. So again, my knife is pointed towards the skin, not towards the fillet. I feel like I probably left a little more meat on there than I like. Of course I did. So here's the important part here. Don't let this go to waste. If you've been into a sushi bar and you've had a spicy salmon roll or a spicy tuna salmon roll, this trim is what they use for that. This trim is what I use for my salmon burgers. Now a fish this size, you have to do what we call a baseball cut. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to basically split it in half. So many times when people say, oh, I don't like fish, I hate fish, it makes me choke, the bones make me choke. The bone that's making people choke is the pin bone. I just simply take a pair of fish tweezers, and the whole idea is to do this as cleanly as possible. The other thing I'll tell you is the fresher the fish, the harder it is to get the pin bones out. This is one fresh fish. All right, so basically boneless, skinless. Last thing I'm going to do is make a couple of fillets. When you're in the grocery store and you have a choice, I would ask my fishmonger to start at the collar end if I'm asking for a couple of pieces of fish. Generally, the fishmonger starts at the tail end because that's the natural way to cut. So we're going to make little portions. I like them on the bias. It just, to me, it gives the fish a little bit more beautiful look than just a straight box cut. Try to make them all about the same size so they cook evenly. Good. All right. I gotta say, I've been cooking a long time. You don't come across this kind of fish very often. And one of the things I like to do when I get a spectacular fish, I try not to manipulate it too much, okay? So we're gonna take 3 fillets, number 1. And I would think that this is probably as simple as most anyone would go. Salt. It's funny, you think that the fish swimming in the ocean salt water would be more salty than it is, but it's not at all. All right, and then pepper. And this fish, we're just simply going to do butter, fresh dill, and lemon, sauteed in a little bit of olive oil. Okay, just press that right down on top. Okay, I got my pan preheating for me over here. We're going to go herb side down. Now I'm going to put this on medium heat. And the real key for me is getting a nice sear and then turning it over, cooking it a bit, but letting the residual heat of the pan finish your cooking so that you don't overcook the center. If you take it hard sear on both sides, it's very difficult to stop the cooking process of your fish. So if you get to the right temperature, you're not going to be able to keep it at the right temperature. Okay, so real key for me is keeping track of what's going on. I'm managing my heat, okay? So for medium rare fish, so a little bit of a translucent center, we want about 120 degrees. All right, we've got our fish. It's cooked to 120 degrees exactly. We're going to put on a classic Metropolitan mashed potatoes, beautiful asparagus, perfect chunk of our fish. And that, my friends, is good eating here in the neighborhood. The biggest important thing to do is when you turn that fish, turn off your fire and let the residual heat warm the fish all the way through. That way you don't end up with overcooked fish in the middle. Super fun, super easy. Enjoy your time this season. Fresh salmon season wild.